Long ago, in a time when magic still breathed quietly through the world, there existed a small kingdom known as Eldermere. It was not the largest kingdom, nor the strongest. Its walls were modest, its roads were simple, and its people lived humble lives. Yet travelers spoke of Eldermere in hushed, reverent tones. They said that no matter how dark the night became, light always found its way there. At the highest point of the kingdom stood an ancient stone tower, and at the top of that tower burned a single golden flame, the Lantern of Everlight. As dusk fell each evening, the lantern was lit, and its glow spilled across the fields, the villages, and the forests beyond. It kept shadows at bay. It calmed restless hearts. It protected Eldermere from unseen dangers that lurked beyond the edge of night. The people believed the lantern had been gifted by the stars themselves, and as long as it burned, the kingdom was safe. On the farthest edge of Eldermere lived a young girl named Leora. She was the daughter of a lamplighter, a man whose job was to walk the village streets every evening, lighting each lamp one by one. Leora often followed him, her small footsteps echoing softly behind his own as warm points of light bloomed against the dark. Strangely, for someone who lived among lanterns and candles, Leora feared the dark. Not the gentle darkness of sleep, but the deep, endless dark, the kind that felt heavy and watchful. At night, she kept a candle burning beside her bed, its flame flickering like a tiny guardian. Her father noticed. One evening, as they walked home beneath a starlit sky, he said gently, "Darkness isn't evil, Leora. It's only light waiting to be found." Leora nodded, though her heart still trembled. One night, the wind rose without warning. Clouds swallowed the moon. Stars vanished from the sky. A chill crept into the air, sharp and unfamiliar. Villagers stepped outside their homes, eyes lifted toward the tower. They waited, but the tower remained dark. A gasp rippled through the crowd, then panic. The Lantern of Everlight had gone out. That night, fear returned to Eldermere for the first time in generations. Shadows lingered too long. Doors creaked without reason. Animals hid, and children cried themselves to sleep. By morning, the king summoned the bravest minds and strongest warriors in the land. Knights climbed the tower and found no damage. Scholars searched ancient books. Sorcerers whispered spells until their voices failed. Nothing worked. The lantern was not broken. It was empty. Leora's father returned home late that night, his shoulders heavy. "The light isn't gone," he whispered to her. "It's waiting." He revealed a secret known only to lamplighters. The lantern did not burn with oil or magic. It burned with courage. To relight it, someone had to willingly walk into darkness and face their deepest fear. Leora felt her breath catch. She knew without a doubt that the lantern was calling to her. Before dawn, Leora packed a small bag. She left a note for her father, kissed his lantern goodbye, and began the long walk to the castle. The guards laughed when they saw her. "A child," they said. But when the king looked into her eyes, he saw fear. Yes, but also resolve. He allowed her to pass. Beneath the tower, a hidden door opened to a spiral staircase descending into pitch-black depths. "This is where we stop," the guard said quietly. Leora hesitated only once. Then she stepped forward alone. The darkness wrapped around her like a living thing. Her candle flickered, its flame trembling with every step. Soon, whispers echoed through the passage. "You are weak. You don't belong here. Turn back." Her legs shook, but she pressed on. With every step, the voices grew fainter. Deep underground, Leora entered a cavern filled with silver light. At its center stood a tall mirror. In it she saw herself older, alone, forgotten, her light extinguished. "This is what you fear," the reflection whispered. Tears fell down Leora's cheeks. "Yes," she said softly, "I am afraid." Then she took a breath. "But fear will not decide who I am." The mirror shattered into dust. At the heart of the cave stood the lantern's core, cold, hollow, and surrounded by shadow. Her candle went out. For the first time in her life, Leora stood in complete darkness. Her fear surged, but she did not scream. She did not run. Instead, she spoke. "I am afraid," she said, "but I am still here." She reached forward, not with anger, but with acceptance. A spark appeared. The spark grew into a flame, golden and strong. It rushed upward through the tower, bursting into the night sky. Above ground, the Latern of Everlight blazed brighter than ever before. Darkness fled. When Leora emerged, the people stared in awe. The king knelt. "What is your wish?" he asked. Leora smiled softly. "Let us remember," she said, "that courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to shine anyway." Leora became the guardian of the lantern. She never lost her fear, but she never let it rule her. And in Eldermere, the light never went out again. And so ends the tale of the Latern of Everlight, a reminder that even the smallest flame can light the darkest path.